Hey everyone, I'm Tim, the Managing Director here at Pronto, and I'm joined again by Matteo, our Head of Marketing, for our final part of the series where we go through actions you should be taking on your website and other marketing activities you should be doing to help elevate your MSP online. In this video, we'll be talking about things you should be doing once a year and things that are going to help your website stay healthy and increase the amount of traffic that's coming to your website as well. And the first thing that we'll be going over here is auditing your the search engine optimization of your website, as well as the content that exists on your website. So this can get a little complicated because it really requires digging into some data and analyzing that data in different ways to help you figure out what is and isn't working well on your website today, so that you can then find areas to improve. But I'll do my best to give you a quick overview and some quick tips of what you can do. The easiest place to get started is with Google Search Console. This is a free tool that Google provides that gives you information about how your website is performing in their search results. If you don't have access to this already today and you're a Pronto client, just let us know. We can share that access with you so you can go ahead and take a look at this data as well. But there's really two things that I think are a great place to get started when you're running an audit on your own. Once you get into Google Search Console, you can go to the Pages tab and then sort it by CTR, which stands for click-through rate. So what this is going to tell you is how often people actually click that link when it shows up in the search results. So it'll say, here's the number of clicks that page received in a certain amount of time, and divide that by the number of times it was viewed in the search result. Typically, this ends up being a pretty small number, somewhere below 5% of people who see that page in the search results end up clicking it. But in this case, you want to look for pages with really low click-through rates, that maybe lower than 1% or somewhere around the 1% range. What that might tell you is there could be something you could do to improve how that page stands out in the search results. You could look at the title tag of the page, which is, if you're looking at a Google search page, it's the blue links that you click on to go to that page in the results. That's your title tag. And that can be a place where you can help entice people in and bring them into that page, making sure it's connected with whatever term that page should be optimized for. Or you could also look at the meta description for that page, which is just below the blue link. There's a sentence or two in black that tells the visitor, the searcher, a little bit more about what that page is. So you can play around with both those things, the title tag and the meta description, to see if you can improve that click-through rate by making it more enticing for anyone who's searching to actually click on the link when it shows up in the search results. The other thing you can look at is going to the Queries tab and, again, sort by average position. So here it's going to show you the keywords that your site ranks for and the average position they show up in the search results. So typically the first page of results has somewhere between 7 and 10 results in it. And anything higher than that is going to be on later pages in the search result, where someone has to say, oh, show me the next page, which is actually pretty rare. So if you see keywords where your average rank is in the 11 to 20 range, it means that you're on the second page of results. And it's very unlikely that anybody is going to find you there. But it also means that you're very close to making it to the first page. So these are potentially big opportunities where if you optimize that page a little bit better or build some backlinks to that page, it might be enough to push that up into the top 10 and get you a lot more clicks there, because you'll have a lot more visibility for people who are searching for that keyword. But there's so much more that can go into analyzing your SEO and content and doing a full audit to make recommendations. So if you don't feel like you have the technical expertise to do this on your own, we offer a Google Essentials audit where we look at how you're performing on Google My Business, what backlinks you have pointing to your site, what your traffic looks like today coming in from search results, and a forecast about how Google Ads could potentially bring in more traffic. On top of this, we look at a few of your competitors to see how you stack up against them, to see if there's any opportunities where you could take advantage of things that they're not investing in, or figure out how you can get ahead of them in the search results. So feel free to reach out to us about this if you want us to dig a bit deeper into how your site is performing today and get back to you with recommendations about how you can improve your traffic and your site's performance down the road. And I'll hand it over to Matteo to talk a little bit about speed optimization.
All right, I'll do my best, Tim. I'm not as technical, but I'll do my best to cover this section. And yeah, the second thing you really want to do about every 12 months is auditing your website's loading speed. Over the course of a year, a lot of work goes into your website, pretty much any website really. You add pages, you add images, you add videos, you add plugins. Maybe there's some custom coding, some scripts that go into your website, and all of this can have an impact on your speed performance, which ultimately reflects your SEO performance. Website speed and SEO are sort of two sides of the same coin. Search engines want fast loading sites to rank higher than slow loading ones. So you really want, and generally Google wants the best user experience for their users. And so fast loading websites are generally considered better than slow loading sites. And you really want to think in the same terms. You want to make sure that every visitor coming to your site can access each and every page as quickly as possible. You might have experienced that yourself when you maybe are visiting sites that are loading very slowly. You might get impatient, maybe a little bit frustrated, and leave the site without ever even waiting for the site to load completely. So you really want to avoid that. You want to make sure your site loads as quickly as possible. An audit speed can get a bit technical, I admit it, but all you really want to remember is how long does it take for the biggest piece of content on the site to load completely in your visitor's browser. Anything below 2 seconds, I would consider it acceptable. Faster than 2 seconds, really great. Like 1 second, it would be amazing. Above 2 seconds, it starts to feel a bit slow on the user end, and also Google starts to not prioritize websites that load as fast, or 2 seconds and up. At Pronto, we have developed a few solutions. We have a basic optimization solution, which basically just make sure that your basic elements on the site load as fast as possible. But we also have a deep optimization service, which goes into much more detail and allows us to analyze every aspect and every piece of code that goes into your site, and that makes potentially your site load slower, and we'll make sure to optimize all of those for you without you ever having to think about which elements, which script, which image is bigger, which one needs to be optimized. We'll do that. And lastly, if you want to take everything a step further, you can consider upgrading to the security of your website. And if we go to next slide, really, what does this mean is really making sure you have SSL certificates installed. Generally, every website you visit today, if you look in the browser in the URL section, you generally see a small lock next to the HTTPS of the URL. That's an SSL certificate, and it represents that your website has security in place that allows for all the data that potential users may input, like their email address or their phone numbers that are secure and not and without risk of being lost. You may also want to have two-factor authentication enabled. You may want to have daily backups enabled as well. Make sure that all your plugins and themes are constantly up to date, and you can even potentially create a unique login URL that is different from the default WordPress one, just to increase the whole overall security of your website. And so if you are interested in getting your website performance reviewed by us, you can visit this page. We're going to link the URL of this landing page somewhere in the proximity of the video, so you can click on it and you can fill out the form and request a free performance and security review of your site, and we'll make sure to deliver that to you as quickly as possible.
So if you've watched our other videos in this series, here's all the tips of what you should be doing on your website and marketing activities you should be doing on a recurring basis from monthly all the way through yearly. If you haven't checked out those videos, make sure you go back and watch through them because there's some great tips that we share in there as well. And lastly, I want to let you all know that as MSPs, you're welcome to enroll in our reseller program. We have hundreds of MSPs enrolled in it today. And this is a great opportunity for you to earn an ongoing commission from us as you bring new clients in. I think there are many cases where your clients come to you, you're the most technical person they know, and they say, hey, I need help with my website. Can you guys do that for me? But maybe you don't specialize in website development. You're specializing in managed services or other IT related things. So in that case, you're welcome to send them our way. You get a one-time commission if they sign up for a new build with us. And if they sign up for our recurring support services, you get a percentage of that for as long as they stay a customer. So it's a great way to refer your clients and make sure they get the help they need. At the same time, make sure that you get a little benefit as well. And we even include special prizes for our most active resellers. Just a month ago, we drew the winner. We had a raffle to decide which of our resellers would get a free trip to Thailand. We have other prizes like that for our resellers who really help send a lot of business our way and make sure we're around to take care of their clients' website needs. And that's all for this video. Feel free to shoot me or Matteo an email if you have any questions, or send a message over to our support team if you need any help with your website. All right, take care.
Thank you, everyone.